Have you ever wondered why some people seem to get rich so easily, while others are stuck in a lifelong financial struggle? Well, according to Harv Eker, it's not really about your education or how smart you are, or even about luck. It all boils down to your money blueprint. And today we're going to crack that blueprint wide open and look at 5 powerful mindset shifts that could totally change your financial future.
So, it all kicks off with this simple story. Imagine a young woman, she's in the kitchen getting a big holiday ham ready, and her husband notices something kind of weird. She always meticulously cuts off both ends of the ham before she puts it in the pan. So he just asks her a simple question.
Her answer? Oh, I don't know. That's just how my mom always did it. So now she's curious. She picks up the phone, calls her mom, and her mom gives her the exact same answer. Honey, that's how your grandmother always did it. So she's determined now. She calls up her grandma to finally get to the bottom of this family mystery.
And what does grandma say? Oh, darling, I only did that because my pan was too small. And there it is. It wasn't some secret cooking technique. She just had a small pan. This is such a brilliant way to show how we inherit these habits and beliefs without ever stopping to ask why we do them or if they even make sense for us anymore.
And believe it or not, this is exactly what happens with our finances. Most of us learn about money from our parents or the people who raised us. We just kind of absorb their mindsets, their fears, their limitations, and we end up building our very own money blueprint without even realizing we're doing it. So, look, unless your dad was Warren Buffett, it's probably time to take a good hard look at that blueprint. Let's break down 5 incredibly powerful mindset shifts from Harv Eker's book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. These are going to help you unlearn those old habits and start building some real wealth.
Okay, so the very first step in rewriting your money blueprint is a huge one, and it really all comes down to a single question. Who's actually in the driver's seat of your life? You see, rich people operate from a place of power. They fundamentally believe, I create my life. But people with a poor mindset often feel like they're just passengers, that life is something that just happens to them. This right here is the absolute core difference between taking responsibility and having a victim mentality. And this victim mentality, it usually pops up in 3 specific habits. Blaming other people, justifying their situation with excuses like, money isn't that important anyway, and constantly complaining. I mean, think about it. Who's most likely to play the lottery? It's someone who thinks their only shot at getting rich is if someone else literally picks their name out of a hat.
So the trick is to break this cycle. The very next time you catch yourself blaming someone or making an excuse, just stop. You have to remind yourself, out loud if you have to, I am in control here. I have the power to change this.
All right, so once you've taken the steering wheel, the next roadblock is one that quietly trips up so many people. It's all about how you feel about promotion and, well, selling yourself.
Rich and successful people have absolutely no problem promoting themselves, their products, or their ideas. They get it. If they don't believe in their own value, why on earth should anyone else? On the flip side, people with a poor mindset often have this really negative feeling about selling. They see it as being pushy or just not noble. And look, this negative feeling, it's a huge roadblock to success. It usually comes from stuff like a bad experience with a pushy salesperson, or a deep fear of rejection, or maybe just being taught that it's better to be humble than to toot your own horn. But here's the hard truth. If you're not willing to champion your own value, you are always going to be left behind by the people who are. Okay, our third mindset shift might just be the most counterintuitive one of them all. This isn't about earning, saving, or investing. It's about your ability to simply receive.
It sounds so simple, right? But the difference is huge. Wealthy people are open. They are willing to receive money, compliments, opportunities, you name it. But so many of us struggle with this. We unconsciously push away money and good things because deep down, we feel like we don't actually deserve it.
I mean, Harv Eker is crystal clear on this point. He says this is the single biggest reason people don't reach their full financial potential. Just think about it for a second. If someone gives you a compliment and you immediately deflect it, you've just shut that door. You've got to be open to accepting the good things that come your way. And to get this idea of worthiness, just think about any highly successful person, whether it's a CEO or an artist. Do you think they sit around wondering if they're worthy of their success? No way. They believe in their value, and that belief is what allows them to go out and achieve those great things. See, the point is, worthiness isn't something someone else gives you. It's a story you tell yourself. If you don't believe you're worthy of wealth, you'll subconsciously make sure you never have it. So once you actually feel worthy of receiving wealth, the next logical step is to change the whole structure of how you get paid.
Okay, here's a massive difference. Poor people trade their time for money. They want that security of a steady paycheck, a predictable hourly wage. Rich people, on the other hand, would much rather get paid based on their performance and the results they create. They believe in their ability to deliver value.
See, the problem with trading your time for money is really simple. Your time is finite. There are only 24 hours in a day, which means you've automatically put a ceiling on how much you can earn. That's why the wealthy almost always have businesses or work on commission or get a share of the profits. Their income isn't capped by the clock. They fundamentally refuse to have a ceiling on their income.
And that brings us to our final mindset shift. This is really the one that ties all the others together. It's about making a fundamental switch from a world of limits to a world full of possibilities.
People with a poor mindset are often trapped in either-or thinking. You know, they think you can have a successful career or you can have a happy family life. You can have money or you can be a good person. Rich people totally reject this scarcity mindset. They live in a world of abundance and are always asking how they can have both.
So when you're faced with a choice, low risk or high reward, the scarcity brain forces you to pick just one. The abundance mindset immediately asks, wait a minute, how can I get both? You know that old saying, you can't have your cake and eat it too? The rich person's answer is always, why not? I want both. This isn't about being greedy. It's about being creative and refusing to accept these false choices.
So let's just run through them one more time. These are the 5 big shifts. Number 1, you create your life. 2, you have to promote your value. 3, you become an excellent receiver. 4, you get paid for results, not for your time. And number 5, you always, always, always think both. And that all leads us to the final game-changing question. Instead of ever saying again, I can't afford that or I can't do that, you have to start asking yourself one simple, powerful question instead. This shift from a statement of limitation to a question of possibility is really where true financial freedom begins.